Congrats, Jannik. What were you most pleased about tonight's performance?
Yes, I felt like it was a really solid performance. I served very well, and playing against Luciano was the first time in official match, so I was looking forward to, and things got very tight in the end, but I'm very happy how I handled them today.
Hot out there again today, but obviously no sun on the court. Did that make the difference? How did you feel? Everything all right after the other day?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was a very, very easy day for me. I just, played for nearly half an hour, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely, a bit different when there is no sun, even if it's quite warm outside still, and but yeah, it's also, different opponent, everything is different in every day, so I felt quite good out there physically. Everything was okay today, and let's see what's coming in the next round.
Well played. As someone who likes to play attacking tennis and being on the front foot, preferably on the baseline, I'm curious just how much do you actually think about court positioning, like where you are in relation to the baseline, like whether in matches or in practice?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we try to prepare the match in one way, but things got very different from the third set on, for example. So he was serving much better. I couldn't return as much as in the first couple of sets, but yeah, I mean, of course, you try to understand where he's gonna play. Of course, there is a certain percentage if you play cross court or if you play down the line, a little bit. But in the same time, if I would lose the first couple of sets, I also would change like he did today, and so it gets a bit more unpredictable.
Jannik, that was your first time on Margaret Court Arena for a couple of years, I think. Some of the players have said that plays differently to Rod Laver. Curious how you found it and if it was nice to be out there.
I mean, for me, it's every court here is very nice. I'm very happy, also to go on Margaret Court. I felt like, the third set there would be different because, it also got a bit later. The court slows down a bit. If it's if it gets a bit, from 7:30 on, it's a bit different. But this, I feel like it's in every court. I don't know how the outside courts are, for example, without the stadiums around. But all things considered, it's more or less, the same. Of course, it might feel a bit faster because the court itself is a bit smaller than Rod Laver. It's, the same thing in Roland Garros if you play, in Chatrier or in Langland. So it's, I feel like it also depends how much space you have around to move, but I didn't feel so much difference, to be honest.
Congrats. I just want to ask you about the fitness tracker, the wearable thing you had on. I'm presuming you didn't know they were banned.
Yeah.
And just talk us through what happened, and then also now you know the banned. Do you know why they are banned by the slams?
Yeah, I mean, there is certain data what we would like to track, a little bit on court. It's not for the live thing, but it's more about that you can see after the match, and these are data what we would like to use also in practice sessions, because from that you can practice on with the heart rate and how much calories you burn and all these kind of things. Yeah, the umpire asked me straight away if this is the tracker. I said yes, and he said remove. It's fine, It's there are other things we could use, It's the vest, but it's a bit, for me, a bit uncomfortable, because you feel like you have something on the shoulders, and it's a bit different. But rules are rules, and I understand, and I won't use it again.
This isn't something you'd be worrying about right now, but Novak Djokovic having the walkover into the quarterfinal, how much of an advantage can that be at the end of a Grand Slam when you've had a few days off and you've played one fewer match than everyone else?
I don't know. I'm not, I I'm in quarterfinals now, and I have a very tough match the next one, as Novak has. You know, there are positives and negatives. You know, in this sport it can happen, and you know, he always had quite fast matches also. You know, so at times it can also break a little bit the rhythm. In the same time, it can gives you, you know, it can give you a bit more energy than your opponent. It depends, you know, but I think. Nothing really changed. I'll watch on my side, and I have a tough match in front of my eyes, which is at the very tough quarterfinals if it's Casper or Ben, and I'm focused on that. And if I'm in semis, I'm very happy. If not, again, it was a great Grand Slam for me.